Hi, I'm Mike, and today we head out and take a look at the state of the hay and the future of the ranch with the help of a hula hoop and a little math on our Wyoming Life. Hi there, and welcome to the state of the hay. It sounds ominous, and it kind of is a little bit. This is the chance that we have every single year to share with you kind of the breakdown of what the rest of the year is going to look like. It's one little thing on the ranch. It's actually a really big thing, but it's one thing on the ranch that can dictate our entire year. If you've been with us for a while, thank you for coming back once again as we continue to explore the ranch life and escape the ordinary. And if this is your first time here, please subscribe and follow along. A family in Northeast Wyoming as we continue to strive to put food on your table. The State of the Hay started back in 2017 with our very first State of the Hay video, and it was almost a joke at that time. We didn't have great hay that year, but we had hay. We still had to buy some, but we didn't really know where we were going with it. And it became something that we just did every year because you guys are along on the ride with us. And we wanted to make sure that when we face challenges, that you know that there's a challenge in front of us, but you also know that we do our very best to overcome it, which everybody should. You should face challenges and then move past them. Hay on the ranch is one of the most important things that there is. When we farm hay. Every rancher is a farmer, but not every farmer is a rancher. Ranchers farm hay. We have to have hay because we have to be able to feed cows at some point. In fact, hay is just the grass that grows in the field. Every cow eats grass. Doesn't matter if they're grass-fed, grain-finished, whatever, at some point in their life, they're going to eat grass. So for us, the grass is important not only during the normal year when a cow is out on pasture, hanging out, doing their thing and eating away, but it's also very important because we have dedicated areas of the ranch that we call hay ground. And here on our ranch, it's about 500 acres that we dedicate solely to harvesting for hay for the cows to eat during the winter when there is no grass to eat. It's not complicated, but it can be, I guess, depending how you look at it, because one of the easiest solutions you would think would be if you don't have that much hay, just make more hay ground, which you can't do. I mean, honestly, cows, it's a very delicate balance between the hay ground and the pasture ground. Cows need food to eat during the summer. They also need food to eat during the winter. So that balance has to be very, very special and very, you got to take care of it. You got to make sure that you're on top of that balance at all times. So when we start looking at hay crop, we're going to start haying here in about 2 weeks. And we watch the weather, we watch the amount of rain that comes, and here we have a very short growing season. We basically only get one cutting of hay. We have one chance to get this right, and honestly, for the last 5 years, Mother Nature has been having a few issues with her timing. We've received our rain too late, we received rain too early. When we do have hay, we've ran into problems with hail. In fact, over the last 5 years, we've had to buy hay every single year. We haven't been able to produce enough hay here on the ranch to feed the herd that we have. If that's attributed to changing climate or whatever else, I don't know. All I know is that we have to deal with the hand that we're dealt. So basically last year we ran into the problem where we had decent hay. We had really good hay, and halfway through haying we got a heck of a hailstorm, which basically decimated what was left. And that caused us to sell about 38 cows out of our herd that we weren't going to be able to feed with that hay. And we still ended up buying hay to be able to keep that. So we went from a herd of 150 something down to about 115. And that really affects the bottom line because those cows that are gone now, obviously can't have a calf, and that is income for the ranch. So that was last year. This year, we have a whole different situation to look at. We've had high winds, we've had very little rain, and unfortunately the grass has paid the price. There's not a lot of grass out there. I can almost guarantee that every single blade of grass that's out there, we're gonna need for cows at some point. But the big question is, when are we gonna need it? We feed cows hay. We make those bales in July, let's say, on the ranch. And each cow is gonna eat between 25 to 30 pounds of hay per day in the wintertime. So if you're looking at how many bales you need, we need 500 bales of hay. We need 350 tons of hay to get us through the winter right now. That's our 6-month-long winter. That's if we start feeding in November and we stop in April. It's a hard thing to look at and say, hey, we may need to change how we do this, because we've been doing it for years, but it may be time for a change. I told you earlier in the week that we were going to be checking the hay, and I know that it's not great. I've talked to other ranchers in the area. Last year we saw some clover that was 4 feet high, and clover is a biannual plant. It should have came back this year. It didn't. It just didn't get the moisture that it needed. So what we're going to do today is we are actually going to take this hula hoop, and no, we're not going to hula hoop, but we are going to take this hula hoop. We're going to go out and we're going to measure probably our best hay field. I want to take the best estimate that I can, and I want to see how many pounds per acre we could get if we harvested today. And that will actually dictate whether or not we fire up the haying equipment at all. And what that's going to do to the ranch is definitely a question that we're going to have to answer. So we're going to take this hula hoop and we're going to measure some hay. I know, sounds weird, right? So our hula hoop is actually being used as a measuring tool. We're not going to go out and hula hoop in the field quite yet, but we are going to use it as a measuring tool. So the easiest way to do this is actually just grab a tape measure and measure. Wow, that's a really rusty tape measure. We're going to measure this hula hoop, which on the inside is 32 inches. So we have a 32-inch diameter circle to work with. Now what we want to do is actually figure out what is our area inside this circle. We're going to take the radius, which is 16 inches, and use that to figure out exactly how much area we have inside this circle. Now, luckily, there's an app for that. So if you have a 16-inch radius, you have 804, roughly, square inches of area. So 804 square inches of area. So what we can do is actually go out and cut the grass within this, and each hula hoop that we cut is 804 square inches. We can take that measurement and we can actually weigh how much grass we're getting and just extrapolate that out using math and figure out exactly how many pounds we would have per acre. It's a little bit of a pain, but it's something that we have to do and make sure that that's what we base our decisions on. So we are going to head out to the field to do this. We're going to head out to probably our best hay field here. It's actually located right outside of by the chicken house down here, just behind Aaron's mom's house. And it's traditionally our best hay field. In a good year, it's about 50 acres, and in a good year, we've gotten 100 bales off of it. So we've gotten over a ton per acre in a good year on it. This is definitely something that I could do in every single field, and I probably will end up doing it, but it's getting a little bit late in the day. It's actually past 8 o'clock already. I've been working all day, and I honestly, I kind of really didn't want to go do this. I kind of dreaded doing this because it's almost like that nail in a coffin if it doesn't work out. But we're gonna head out. Plus it was really windy all day, and I didn't want to try to cut grass while the wind was blowing 40 miles an hour in my face. All right, so this is the hay field that we're gonna be taking a look at. And it's not great. It's not tall grass. It's pretty short. And this is actually probably the most lush area of this entire field. But you can see that there's grass here that's not even, you know, 6 inches tall. It is what it is. We're gonna deal with it, and we're gonna start getting our samples right here. So with the hula hoop, all we have to do is we wanna take random samples. So what I usually do is just throw it over my head, and wherever it lands, that's where we're gonna take our first sample. I forgot to bring a tripod with me. So we'll just do that, maybe.
Six lanes, tail lights, red ants marching into the night. They disappear to the left and right again. Another supper from a sack, a 99-cent heart attack. I got a pounding head and an aching back, and the camel's buried in a big straw stack. I'm gonna live where the green grass grows, watching my corn pop up in rows. Every night be tucked in close to you. Raise our kids where the good Lord's blessed, point our rocking chairs towards the west, and plant our dreams where the peaceful river flows, where the green grass grows. Well, I'm from a map dot, a stop sign on a black top. I caught the first bus I could hop from there. But all of this glitter is getting dark. There's concrete growing in the city park. I don't know who my neighbors are, and there's bars on the corners and bars on my heart. But I'm gonna live where the green grass grows, watch my corn pop up in rows. Every night be tucked in close to you. Raise our kids where the good Lord's blessed, point our rocking chairs towards the west, plant our dreams where the peaceful river flows, where the green grass grows. I'm gonna live where the green grass grows, watch my corn pop up in rows. Every night be tucked in close to you. Raise our kids where the good Lord's blessed, point our rocking chairs towards the west, and plant our dreams where the peaceful river flows. Whoa, where the green grass grows.
Okay, so that's 5 semi-random spots. We did come down, like I said, to a very, probably one of the more lusher spots in this field, just to try to give ourselves the best chance of winning a game here. But what I basically want to show you is, you know, the boat that we're in, and how this is going to affect the ranch. Evening, ma'am. So here's what we harvested out there. We're dropping a bit, but that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and weigh this and see what we end up with here. So almost a pound of grass. Now this is wet. This isn't dried grass yet either. And a lot of this holds a lot of moisture. So as it dries, we're gonna end up with probably a little bit under half of that weight. So we're below half a pound for that entire stretch. We ended up cutting 4,000 square inches using the hula hoop. There's a little bit over 6 million square inches in an acre. So we're looking at right around maybe 400 to 500 maybe pounds per acre out there in that really nice field that we looked at. So, and it's not really nice, but it's the nicest that we've got. I don't want to bore you guys all. I know I start talking about hay math and we start having like small aneurysms. So we're going to keep it relatively simple, but that's what we've got to deal with. So we're looking at about 400 to 500 pounds per acre in a good, decent, low area that's got lots of moisture. So that's not good. That's what we have. I can honestly say I do not think we will be cutting any hay this year. It is not beneficial for us to use the fuel to put the hours on the machine. It's just not gonna make any bit of difference to be able to put up that hay. And we would have to roll together windrows after windrow after windrow in order to put it together so you could actually bale it, because the longer that hay is inside a baler, the worse it is. So as the sun sets outside, it's getting dark outside now, and I'm trying to wrap things up here. Here is what we're gonna look at, and this is what our plan's gonna be. Actually, I could use a drink. We have roughly 500 acres that is in hay ground right now. So that 500 acres we're going to graze with the cows, but not yet. We are actually going to move the cows through the ranch like we would in any normal year when we do hay, except for there's actually like 3 or 4 hay fields way back that they'll be able to graze right away because they're located in summer pasture, and we would hay those ahead of time and get everything out of there before the cows went down. But they'll be able to graze those hay fields, but there's still going to be roughly 300 acres, I'm guessing, right around 350 acres that they are not going to be able to graze until later in the year when they come back or whenever we decide to move them back into it. That will help, I think, especially a little bit later if we do get some better temperatures, the wind dies down, we get some rain. It could still grow out there. So what we're doing is we're kind of hedging our bets a little bit, but we don't see the benefit in going out and spending a bunch of money, a bunch of fuel, a bunch of time in order to put up hay right now. The other good thing that we can look at is because we sold calves so late last year that we actually kept calves back, we weaned calves, we can afford to do that again this year. And, well, I hope we can afford to do it. So what we can do is actually leave the cows and their calves on summer pasture longer. This is going to cause a few problems that we're going to have to overcome, and the big one is water. Once we get down into colder temperatures, it's harder to keep water open down there. We don't have electricity down there, so we're going to have to figure out a way to keep water from freezing once we do hit some colder temperatures, especially at night in the beginning and end of fall and that kind of stuff. So yeah, so we don't. I can't say we have a definite plan on how to do this. The big goal at this point is to be able to extend the grazing season so that the cows graze longer on existing grasses that are already there. The grass that they've already grazed that they're moving off of, we're hoping grows back so that we can rotate them back into that. We also, if all this works out, then we have a shorter season that we're going to have to feed cows. We don't have to feed them for that full 6 months, that full November through April. We can actually feed them only 3 months maybe, or 4 months, or 2 months, who knows? It really does, we really don't know. We're really kind of up in the air here, and I can tell you that I knew that the hay situation was bad. I didn't know that our best what I considered our best was that bad. That means that the rest is not that good. And as you look at even grazing cows on it, obviously there's not that much there for them to eat. They're better harvesters than I am. Cows are more efficient, and we hope that by having them graze some of that, that we can make some. That we make a good decision there in doing that. It's never easy with any of this stuff that we can just magically twitch our nose and come up with the right decision, but it's always a challenge. And that's one thing that we can look at a situation like this and we can say, okay, how does this situation force us to change what we're doing, and possibly for the better? We can look at next year, maybe if we figure out how we can kind of kick the hay habit, then maybe next year we can do the same and save ourselves money in the long run. I honestly, I really hate to do this to you guys. I hate to give you a video that's like a huge bummer, that's you know, that brings everything down, and it just sucks. I can't stand it. It drives me crazy. I don't like doing it, but it is the reality of the ranch. You know, last year we were all excited. We had some great hay. Even in early June, we knew that we were going to have decent hay. Then of course we got hail. If we continue down this dry road that we're on, you know, fire danger becomes a huge liability. You know, that we're going to, you know, something could happen. Lightning strikes, electrical boxes that spark, all that kind of stuff does happen out here. So that's something that scares us as well. There's never really a perfect day on the ranch. I mean, there's great days, but there's always something that's kind of looming in the background. And this hay situation is one that we've seen coming. This is only the second year in the entire 11 years that we've been here on the ranch that we're not going to cut hay at all, which means that we have basically a whole month that we need to do something with, and trust me, that's going to be filled up with a lot of projects and a lot of different things just to keep me busy. So I hate doing it to you guys. I hate laying all this crap on you. You know, I hate saying that you know, things are going to be hard, they're going to be difficult, we're going to figure out ways around it. We're still going to end up buying hay. Are we going to end up selling cows? Maybe. I don't know. We're going to try to figure that out as we go along, but we do try to keep things going forward. Obviously, we don't just lay down and let the whole thing roll over the top of us. We have to move forward. So with that being said, that's pretty much it for today. I'm sorry I got out. I had a busy day. I got out late, and the sun beat me. And I did want to kind of go check a couple more fields, but obviously it's dark outside now, so I can't do that. But I'll get that done here in the near future. Tomorrow here on the vlog, we're going to move pigs. I think that will be something that will actually be fun and exciting. We're going to move pigs from their inside corral, the 14 piglets along with Runt, making 15. We're going to move them all outside to their outside corral. They're going to get to run around and have some fun and probably escape 3 or 4 times, and you're going to see us running around and having not so much fun trying to get pigs back in. But that'll be something that we can look forward to. And because I don't want to do this to you guys, I don't want to leave you hanging. I don't want to leave you guys in a mood that could be considered a downer. I'm going to do something that may surprise you. So I'll be right back. This is Mackenzie's hula hoop, and I have never ever been able to hula hoop in my entire life. I've never been able to figure out how to do it. Aaron suggested that I try the neck hula hoop thing and see how that works. I don't know. We can try it. See, I can't. Oh, nope. Can't do it. I just cannot hula hoop. My hips don't move that way. I have no Elvis in me. All right, here we go. Try it again. Thanks guys for hanging out with us once again. Be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, follow along on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll see you tomorrow as we move pigs right here on our Wyoming Life. The phone, it's ringing. Imagine that.